Take a look at what is the policy reply of Europe. Europe's choice. Well, if you look at it, at what is happening, what is being said, what comes out of the Commission, well, the main idea is to say, well, wages have caused all of this, so wages should be the adjuster of first and only resort. And you see it everywhere. So bashing wages. Of course, in the bailout programs for Greece, Ireland, Portugal, minimum wages are being cut, wage-setting mechanisms are being dismantled. But it's also in the annual growth survey of the Commission that was published beginning of the year, where you have language of wages should be made flexible to improve competitiveness. We have the competitiveness pact, we have the recent EU 2020 country recommendations, economic governance, again and again. So there are practically 5 lines of attack at the same moment from Europe on wages. Again, I underline the existential crisis of the E2C. We've always been in favor of Europe, and Europe was our friend. Now we are seeing that Europe is our enemy. What is the idea behind this? So why are they so much keen on trying to cut wages? Well, basically it's a simple idea. It's a simple idea of saying, well, since we can no longer devalue the currency, because the national currency is gone, so let's devalue wages instead. That's the simple idea behind it. The more complicated idea is, but it's not completely on the slide, is to say, well, if you if you start with a nominal wage cut, if you cut nominal wages, then prices will fall. Prices will follow, they will start falling as well. If prices start to fall, then you can cut wages again. And if wages are cut again, then prices fall. So the basic idea is to say, let's cut wages by 10%, so that we get a deflation of 5%. And if you do that over 4 years of time, you have a correction of your competitiveness position of 20%, which is then rather similar to a devaluation of the national currency. Of course, with a devaluation of the national currency, you can devalue the currency by 20% overnight. Now we still need 4 years, but it's faster than taking 10 years by simply freezing wages or having moderate wage increases. So deflation is actually promoted as an official policy by the European Union. And I'm not exaggerating, I can show you quotes from the ECB where they are saying in countries like Spain or Ireland we should have deflation, which is very strange because for decades they've gone around preaching and lecturing workers and trade unions of saying price stability is crucial, it's very important, we can't have galloping inflation or deflation, and now they're actually advocating deflation. Very strange. So that is the policy reply from Europe at this moment. Again, our analysis of things is to say wages did not cause this crisis, and so now that Europe is attacking wages, that is a rather unfair thing to do. But it's not only unfair, it's also the wrong thing to do, because they are completely mistaken. This is not a crisis of competitiveness, well, not in the first place, but essentially it's not a crisis of competitiveness. This is a debt crisis. What happens when you cut your nominal income and you are overloaded with debt? It gets worse, because you have to pay to honor your debt and interest payments from your nominal income. And if your nominal income drops by 10%, your nominal debt remains the same, your nominal interest remains the same. So it's squeezing the economy in what economists call a debt deflation trap. The more you cut nominal wages, the more deflation you have, the worse your problem with debt is becoming. That is standard economics, but completely ignored by the Commission, by the Council, by the European Central Bank, by a big part of the European Parliament as well. It's amazing. I would also say, on top of this, you are getting the opposite mechanism. Remember that with the single interest rate and the German wage depression, you had dysfunctionalities causing the debt built up over the past. What you are getting now by cutting wages and having deflation in countries like Spain and Ireland and Greece, well, you have a similar effect because your interest rate is set by the ECB, and is set by the ECB also taking into account the position of Germany, which is now a much better position. Their wages are increasing somewhat, not much, but they are increasing somewhat. So the ECB is saying, okay, we have to increase interest rates to control the danger of inflation in Germany. But if you increase interest rates, the single interest rate, while you have deflation in Spain, it means that your real interest rate goes up. So you increase interest rates in a country that is already in a crisis. This is a simple catastrophe. It's the same slide. I'll skip these two. And this is actually my last slide then. So then I'm not too much over time. Okay, so that is the situation. Again, I stress the point that we as trade unions are simply perplexed of what is happening, not only what is happening, but of the official reaction from these European policymakers. And so bashing wages, very well knowing that it will worsen things, and you have the evidence there, because what is happening right now in Greece, you could predict, and we actually predicted it one year ago. 1 year ago we said, well, the austerity programs in Greece will not work, they will cut growth, they will cut revenue, and you will see that the deficit is not falling, so that you will need new consolidation measures. This is what is happening. And the same will be happening over again in Ireland, Portugal, and the other countries. So, what is our line as ETUC at this moment? As said, the ETUC continues to function, and so we are still pushing the line formally, that is of saying we need, the answer is not a return to national and nationalistic policies. The answer is more Europe, but better Europe, another Europe, a different Europe. So we are advocating common bonds to control for financial speculation against individual member states. We're asking for a common treasury for the same reason, a common and bigger European budget to balance out the different economic situations inside the euro area. We're asking for common taxes or a European harmonization of tax policy, so that you don't have this tax competition that is very favorable for capital and profits, but not so favorable for workers. So that is what we are asking formally. You can read it in our Congress resolutions or in the resolutions of the ETUC Executive Committee. So every 3 months we have a text like that. However, what is more likely to happen in practice, we are also very well aware of that. So we are afraid of the danger that Europe or European policymakers continue with a policy of muddling through, of saying, okay, basically we will allow the financial markets to attack the different members of the euro area, one by one after the other. And when they are attacked, Europe is saying, well, we will buy time by bailing them out, together with a very tough austerity, consolidation, deregulation program, pretending that the war on wages or the war on the social dimension will calm financial markets and solve everything in time. But I think we need to say, and internally we are saying this as well, that this is simply postponing the unavoidable. Meanwhile, you have this neoliberal utopia being built of a totally free market without any restrictions for companies towards workers' wages, their working rights and their social rights. So a very, very difficult situation. I would say it's a complete mess. I've been traveling, so I don't know what happened yesterday and today in Greece, but anything can happen, I think.
Thank you very much. I think that you were the closest to the time frame, and as a gift, I will give you back your pen drive. Okay. Now, the next contributor will be János Kós. I don't know how many time we have here.
What time do we have to win the vote?
Pardon?
At what time do we have to win the vote?
Yes, we have to be at the boat around, not the boat, but where we will collect ourselves together. It will be 9:30. So we have to start around 8:30.
Okay.
But I think that in the meantime, anybody who are not interested very much in the lectures can go up and occupy himself or herself with something else. Okay, the next panelist will be János Kós, who is a teacher or professor at the Hungarian University of Economics, which is named to Karoly. Sometimes it was the Karl Marx University of Budapest, but as time changes, the names also change. You